you have that stubborn piece of pocket of fat that just sits in the front, waving at everybody, saying, "Hey, I'm here," that won't leave after working out, dieting, all of that, and it's still there. Well, today we're going to talk with Miss Kaycee Hoskins of Keziah's Garden. She's going to give us a couple of tips on how to burn fat and lose inches. Thank you for making the choice to click in the chat with Trina as usual every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Today I'm here with a special show with Miss Kaycee Hoskins, who is the owner operator of Keziah's Garden. I met Kaycee at a friend of mine, Brittany. I want to say Brittany King. Brittany Alex's. I know two Brittany's. Both of them are my babies. At her pop-up shop. She has a brunch and a vendor event every year, and it's so awesome. And I always meet so many awesome people. But for some reason, this particular brunch vendor event, I really met some phenomenal women, and Kaycee is one of them. She had some great energy, and she had something that I've been researching for a long time, body sculpting. Everybody's talking about that. So that's what we're going to get into today. We're going to find out a little bit about her, and then we're going to go straight into finding out what this thing is they call body sculpting. And Kaycee, you be ready, because I have a couple of questions that I've been debating with people about, and maybe you can help me here.
I'm ready. I'm glad. I'm ready. You have questions.
So, great. Kaycee Hoskins, so where are you from?
So I am from Houston, born and raised, mostly like the Cypress area, kind of did my schooling in that area. So
okay. And I see you have a little baby boy. Not a baby, but he's your baby,
he's a
I'm
big
sure.
Boy.
Yeah,
a big boy. And soon. So I'm kind of sad because he's, growing up and doing his own thing now.
I know. It's
he's still mama's baby.
But it's still like
yeah. Yeah. So I'm like in my last couple of months of my little baby stages. So I'm just trying to hold on to every moment, because I know soon he'll be in that teenager, preteen stage and won't have anything to do with me.
It's hard, but you'll get through it, because at the end of the day, what's going to be wonderful is when they go off to college, they call you and say things like, "Oh my God, Mama, thank you," or "Hey, can you tell me how to cook this?" Or it'll all come back.
So, Keziah's Garden is a body contouring. That's my main thing, but it's just kind of a mixture of things, and hence the garden part, because you can find a mixture of things in the garden. So I do body contouring, but I also do yoni care products, and I'm getting into selling different stones and things like that. So overall, the bulk of the company is body contouring, and I kind of just got into it after having it done myself, and I was like, like you said, it's the latest thing. A lot of people are getting into it. I had it done, and then I was like, hey, this is something I could probably do. And for me, it was something that was different. Prior to me getting into this, I like several other people this year or last year was laid off due to the pandemic. Okay. And I just wanted to do something on the side, keep me busy. And I got into just custom apparel, making custom things. I had been doing that for like my son's football team and just myself and family members and things like that. And so I was like, I can make a business out of it. Now, of course, a lot of people were doing it. And that's not my main reason of not wanting to do it anymore. But it wasn't the same joy that I felt when I was making it for like the football team and being able to see all the kids wear it. It was more like a task, and I didn't feel the same way. So I kind of slowly drifted away from that. And then I got into the body contouring, and I was like, this is something that I feel like I'm giving back. I'm helping people change life, and I actually enjoy doing it. So like I was saying at the Gold Digger event, like, God is so intentional. And so I try to be the same way and really think about what I want to do and how I'm going to lay out my format before I do it. So I just try to go to God and say, hey, what is it that you would have me do? And for me, my name starts with a K. All my sisters' names start with a K. So my son's name starts with a K. So I'm really like into the letter K. So I was like, if I find something, I want to start with the letter K. So that's the first and foremost. And then I just went to the Bible. I'm like, are there any K names in the Bible? Let's see if we can find anything before I just, name it after myself or something like that. And so I came across the story of Job. And it just talks about how, Job, he lost everything. Everything was taken away from him. And for being a good and faithful servant, God blessed him again. That's plain and simple. God blessed him again. And with that, he gave him three children, two daughters and a son. And when he went to name his children, he just kind of looked around, looked about, and saw what he could see. And for his second to oldest daughter, he named Keziah. And Keziah in the Bible is actually spelled with a C. So I was able to kind of because you can't play with that CK letter.
Yeah.
So he saw a tree. That's why I have the tree here. He saw a tree. And the tree produced a sweet cinnamon type of scent and flavor. And, he felt that it was a beautiful thing. So my goal is to make people feel beautiful with what they have. We can contour and shape the body as much as we can, but at the end of the day, I still want you to feel beautiful with who you are. So that's what that name Keziah means.
Gotcha.
And then garden, again, just come from just the mixture of things. And then there's so many beautiful things that come from garden. So
right. Yeah. I love that.
Thank you.
I love that. Were you skeptical before you had it done for yourself?
I think yes and no. So I think on that part, it's just more, the big question is, does it work and for how long?
Yeah.
So when I went in, poor V, she was a lady of 10. I mean, I had like a million questions. Most people take it like, like a massage. It's supposed to be kind of like a relaxing experience. I've had a lot of people fall asleep on the table when I've done their work, or I had a session with them. I was asking her like, and what is this? And what is that? And
it sounds like me.
And she was happy to answer, but I'm just like, I just had a million and one questions because I really wanted to know.
Right.
And I wanted to know if it was going to work and how soon and what were going to be the effects and was I going to be able to, was I going to be sore the next day or was I going to be able to see anything? I just had so many questions because, at the end of the day, you are spending your money, whether it's a small amount or a large amount, it is your money and you're spending it and you want to get, your money's worth. So.
Right. So is that being that you have that many questions, you're understandable when I kept coming back to your table, asking you different things?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And I get people send me questions all the time and I just answer them. I just say, whenever you're ready, let me know. And then they'll come back a couple of days later with, with different questions.
Why did you decide to do the body contouring? You don't mind me asking that?
No, that's fine. So, like you mentioned before, I have a son. My son is grown.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get rid of like that stubborn body fat in my stomach area. So fat typically goes where fat is already stored. And so since I had some fat in that abdomen area, whatever weight gain that I came on after just continued to go there. And so it became harder and harder for me to lose weight. And then as you get older, you do have a child. So working out and doing all that becomes your time, for me at least, because I've heard many trainers say you can make time, you can do that. But for me, reality is no, I couldn't at the time. No, I couldn't make any time. So, and I know that I just wasn't 100% for surgery.
Yeah.
I just wasn't. I've done a lot of research on having lipo and different things like that. And although lipo is not as life-threatening as a lot of other procedures that ladies are getting now today, I had a small procedure done to my eyes and I was under anesthesia and it took me like almost an hour and a half to wake back up.
Wow.
And so that's just from a small eye procedure. So I'm like, what if I, had been, so I put all those things into play. And I said, well, I'm going to try this, and see if it works. If it doesn't, no harm. But, if it's something that I can work with and it can work, then I'll go with it. So.
Especially since it's non-invasive,
that made it not as scary.
Body contouring, again, it's, shaping of the body in a non-invasive way. So for me, I have three tools that I use with my machine to get the effects that people want. So we have a ultrasonic wave, a radio frequency wave, and then laser lipo pads. So with the ultrasonic wave, it uses ultrasounds to attack the fat cells that by shrinking them. And so this is just a wand that I use to massage around the area that the person has chosen. Typically, depending on the area, it's about 30 to 45 minutes, just depending on the area. With this particular machine, the louder the noise, because there are waves that are flowing through your body. So the person who is having the service done can hear the waves flowing through their body. So with that particular procedure, the louder the sound is, that's where you have the most fat. So I just, I ask them, is it louder here? Is it louder there? And then from there, they kind of tell me, and I just work on that area and kind of try to contour the sides of your abdomen, because most of the time it's belly fat that people are working on. So try to contour the sides of the abdomen down to your what am I trying to say? Oh Lord, I'm trying to lost my train of thought, but kind of down to the bladder area, for lack of better words, so that you can urine or whatever, and you pass it out. And then also when you work out and sweat, because it has become shrunk, it's kind of like on the top layer of the fat. So because it's shrunk, it's easier to break down if you work out, because it is smaller than thicker layers of fat. So that is the ultrasonic one. Next is the RF, which is the radio frequency, which uses heat. And so I have two different sizes for this one. Some people like to get their neck and their arms and underarms done, and then as well as the abdomen area again. And you can also do like your lower legs or thighs and everything like that. People like to get that worked on as well. But this uses heat. Our goal heat is to be around 109. I'm like, oh, that's so hot. But when you're actually getting done, most of the time you don't even feel that it's that hot. Unless I'm not moving and I stop, then you will feel
which is with anything, even getting your hair hot combed, if you leave it there too long.
As long as you're moving, you don't really feel it. And so what that does is causes the fat cells to actually liquefy. And again, I'm pushing it down into the abdomen area so that you can pass it same way. And so that's pretty much how those procedures work. And for both of my procedures, those are the two main ones. For both of those, I always come back at the end and use the laser pads, which is the same thing, using heat, but it's just like a lighter heat level, and it's just lasering in, and you just leave those pads on there for about 15-20 minutes to kind of go a little bit deeper than what the wand would, to liquefy the fat cells.
Okay. And how long does it normally take in each session?
So my sessions, I offer two sessions, a 45-minute and a 60-minute session, which typically goes over, I'd say probably like 70, 75. So, and it really just depends too on what all you want to get worked on in that session. So.
Let's just say someone told me, I did it and it didn't work. My thing is, and I believe you and I agreed, that this procedure is not to make you become skinny. If you're a certain size, it's not going to, it's not a miracle. And that you may have to come back for more than one session, and that you still have to have some type of healthy lifestyle, such as changing your diet. You have to combine that.
Correct. Yeah.
Can you speak on that?
All of that is correct. So, this procedure can work. It is proven to work. However, like you said, you do have to be committed to working out 30 minutes of something every day to, again, like I said, because the biggest thing is once the cells are liquefied or once they have shrunk, you have to be able to move those. Yeah. Or like I mentioned earlier, fat goes where fat is already stored. So it'll just come back. So you do have to work out. And then it's always just a good practice to to eat better. So you don't, again, have that fat coming right back. So just having a better food lifestyle, healthier diet, staying away from carbs.
That's killing me, child. I'm working on that now, but I've given up bread for the most part, but that's the hardest thing to do. But I'm sorry, I had to say that because I'm
and it's hard. It's hard for a lot of people because just you have to look at people's lifestyle when you're on the go. It's so easy for you to, grab a hamburger really quickly, and a lot of people like pasta. And so it's just, spaghetti has always been a quick and easy meal, so it's a lot of things you have to consider. But if you want to go this route, then you have to know that it's a whole lifestyle change. It's not just a quick fix. You will have to come for multiple sessions. It's not just one session and then you're done. Because if that was the case, then for one, I'd be charging way more money. And for two, everybody would be doing it. And it would put a lot of doctors out of business. So
on that note, when it comes to doctors, I've heard someone say something like, I don't know about that because these girls, they go out and they just go get these machines and they just start working on you. And they go get some certificate. But these certificates have to be real. I mean, talk to me about the getting certified.
For me, I was actually trained by someone who is a nurse. So she's a licensed nurse, and she got into this with that educational background, and she opened her own business doing this, and she does a little bit more saunas and different things like that, but she had the actual knowledge. So it's not like I just found anybody or went. She's actually very knowledgeable. She gives all this information packages. There's a lot of people who cannot have these procedures, and it's not because of size or anything like that. I mentioned that we use ultrasonic waves. So if you're someone who's undergoing chemo or something like that, that's not going to be conducive to your chemo. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's something that she taught me. So, pregnant. I mean, you can't even if you're doing your arms or something, that's not a good idea.
Gotcha.
So it's a lot more that goes into it. And that's why I like when people ask questions.
Yes.
Because for me, that was my thing. Is it safe? And, all these things like that. Because,
and I'm sure people ask you how long it lasts.
Right. Right. So typically with every session, you will see results. You will. And when it comes to body contouring, things like this is more so about inches rather than weight. So more than likely, you are guaranteed to lose about 1.5 inches to 1.5 inches in each session. And that's what you want to see.
Right.
You want to see the waist contouring and coming in. So once people see that, they're like, oh, wow, I did lose. And I give before and after pictures. I measure before and after. So I'm letting you actually see, you're seeing in real time what's going on. And then they're more prone to reschedule or share or, they're not as skeptical as they were before.
Right. You said that you will feel the heat. Is it more like a you have a hot, what do you call that? What heating? Here I go, heating pad. Is it something like that? Does it move through your body? How does the heat feel like?
So when I'm using the wand, it's wherever I'm at in that area is where you'll feel the heat. And then when I move to the next area, you'll feel that. And I work the area maybe 10 seconds and then I move over. So I'm not staying in the same spot. Because like you said, if you have a hot comb, you leave it there.
Right.
It's
even a blow dryer. And how long does it normally last? I guess it lasts as long as you're being healthy. I mean, to a certain extent.
Correct.
Okay.
So the more you come, the more results you'll see. And if you're keeping up your healthy lifestyle and working out, then you're doing what you need to do to maintain it. That's pretty much what it is.
Right.
So
someone like me that works, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sometimes someone like me that, if you remember, I'm really small. I think I'm bigger than I am, but so because I didn't got this little belly. But someone like me that may need 1 or 2 sessions. When we say that, do you have to come back later, or those 2 or 3 sessions give me the results that I'm looking for because I don't have that much to lose? Do you let me know that, or do you say, hey, you need to come back?
I give consultations for everyone prior to starting. When you are measured to kind of see where you at, then I have to tell you if you're, 5 to 8 sessions, 8 to 10, or 8 to 12, however.
There is an end, though, is what I'm saying.
Correct.
There's because someone said that, well, you have to keep going back, and I'm like, forever. So
and that's the whole thing. Like I said, as long as you're maintaining and doing your part, because you're going to have the results, you're going to see the results, and it's going to be there. But if you stop doing what you're supposed to do, and that's just like with working out, you work out, and then if you stop, then
what is the biggest difference in this than I know the cool sculpting is cold, but there's another one, just regular laser lipo, or is this the same thing?
Yeah, this is I include laser lipo with my session.
Okay. So you do, so you said you have the laser lipo and then you have the wand. So you do them both together.
So yeah, I have 2 different ones, the ultrasonic and then the radio frequency. And then with each of those sessions, I add on the laser.
Gotcha.
Pad.
Okay.
So that comes with the package.
Is there any swelling?
No, there's not any swelling. Sometimes you may have a little light bruising. Maybe I pushed down a little bit too hard, but you don't feel it at that time. And if you're someone who bruises it easily, you may have it, but you won't necessarily feel it during the session. And then later you may see it. But other than that, there's no swelling.
What is the downtime?
There's no downtime. I just ask that before and after you try not to eat heavy, and that you drink a lot of water 3 days prior, at least a gallon, 3 days leading up to your actual appointment. That way, the fat cells are able to rise to the top layer of the skin, and they're easier to reach that way.
Soreness? Any soreness?
It's not really. There's not. Again, if they're sore, then that means that I was pushing too hard.
Something like me, like, oh, I was skeptical, but I'm glad I tried it.
Yes, all the time. All the time. That's the main thing. And people, I think what really brings people back is seeing their pictures.
Yeah. Do you do something with the bottom, with the butt?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's another thing. So I do have another service. It is a non-invasive Brazilian butt lift. And so what that is we use vacuum suction cups, place them on the bottom, and turn on the machine, and it uses suction cups to suck in extra fat or fat that's kind of already there to give your butt a more lifted look. Okay. So it's not anything surgical, but it does give you a lifted look, maybe rounder, maybe firmer, just depending on what you got going on back there. Right. So yeah, that's a big thing. And for people, again, who are very skeptical about actually having a real BBL, BBL is pretty much one of the most dangerous and fatal invasive surgeries, plastic surgeries that's out there. And so this will give you that look, and it's not permanent. It is a temporary thing. Although if you're doing squats and lunges, you can maintain.
I did 300 of them today, but
yeah. So that is a part. That is another service that I offer, and I have a lot of people who do that. A lot of
I'm
people.
Sure. I'm sure. It's not permanent. How long does that last? I guess just what you said, keeping up with it.
Yeah, it's just really still keeping up with it. And again, it's that depends on everyone's body frame.
Gotcha.
Because, it's really what you have. And then with any, like a regular BBL, you can't go and just be sitting down. You can't sit down and stuff like that. But that's really hard for most people to do, because if you work at a job or at your desk, or even if you're at home couch, so that's where the lunges and the squats come in place to help just keep it firm and keep it lifted.
Perfect. Can I go to work, go back to my office after I finish and sit down?
I wouldn't advise. I would say, walk around for a little bit. Don't go immediately sit down. And most people do, because, you have to get back in your car. You have to sit down. If, the service is like that, you have to go sit down. So I just say, as soon as you get home, kind of get you a few squats in before you go to bed, to kind of, so you won't lose it. It's not going to go away immediately after. But if you have it done and you haven't done any squats or lunges within the 2 days after, then.
So they just need to get it for that day. They want to wear that dress or those pants.
Right.
So,
right.
Okay. That would be good for some people. I mean, I'm sure.
Right.
I'm lucky. I come from a body full of booties. So
because body contouring is all about the inches versus actually losing weight, I also sell waist beads to help you track that inch loss. So with the African waist beads, that's pretty much what Africans invented them for. There were no scales back then. You couldn't get on, and so that's how they kept track of their weight loss. So as you lose weight, your beads, they may be sitting up here when you first get them. As you lose weight, the more they loosen up, and the more they start rolling down.
Okay.
And so that's how you kind of keep track, and you can see how many inches you have actually lost. Kind of like wearing your pants, but
like at first when you can't button them, and then later you can button them.
Right. Yeah. So it's kind of the same effect, but a little more fashionable. And it's giving you, in my opinion, versus pants, is giving you more a more precise, result, because your stomach is here, it's not way down. That's just your waist.
Right.
But if you're trying to get rid of that stomach, you can't have your pants way up there. So
that's how we camouflage the stomach, is wearing so.
And then you have this extra kind of pocket pooch going on.
That one. That's what I have. Because I'm working out, but everything working, but that pooch is like, I ain't going nowhere, girl. I'm here.
Yeah, it's really hard to break that down. And with the radio frequency treatment, it really gets in there, and it, like I said, it liquefies those fat cells so that it can break down.
So we'll be just expected to go to the restroom a lot, like peeing.
Yeah, and then you will, because like I said, prior to, I asked you to drink the water. So, but that's the whole goal. You want to get that moving and get it out. A
doctor told me when I was like, I want to detox. She was like, it's very dangerous to detox. And I guess when you're not under doctor's care, is that something that you do? Do you offer any teas?
So I do offer detox tea. And probably, same thing that your doctor told you. This is no detox tea is to lose weight. It's literally what it says. You are detoxing whatever toxins that you have inside of you. What a lot of people don't know is a lot of people can hold between 5 to 15 pounds of waste just on them.
Wow.
If you're someone who doesn't go regularly, don't have a lot of fiber, you can hold a lot of waste. And so that detox is just going in there and getting rid of that. So if you're taking a detox tea and you're doing that part, and you are someone who holds a lot of weight, you're already losing about 10. And that's why people think, oh, it helps you lose weight. But that's just waste that you had on
that you already had.
You haven't even got to the fat yet. Yeah. So, I mean, so your fat is in like your dermal layers. When I'm saying waste, I'm just saying, you regularly have the bathroom.
Right. Okay. That's what you mean. I'm sorry. I'm saying, what does that mean? Do I got double?
No.
Okay. What about when people have the excess weight here? Is there anything for that? Do you do anything with that or not?
Yeah, because look, I have that. So
okay.
That's
when I say I have my double chin.
With the radio frequency, it does come with 2 wands. There is a smaller, a tripolar wand, and I do use that for neck, chin, and also any arm fat as well. And so I used a smaller one for that. And people have also got it done to their face as well. Just, cheap area pockets if they, they want to slim down a little bit in their face. So
last thing, do you have anything else that you want to say in regards to Keziah's garden?
So my like I said earlier, my whole goal is for people to feel just beautiful with what they have. It's no harm in toning up and losing a little fat here, there, but just make sure that it's something that you want to do. You're not doing it for whomever, and make sure that it's safe. I saw this thing the other day, and I'm not knocking anyone who chooses to do the surgery route. If that's your thing and that's what you want to do, then go for it. Because even with that, that's something that you have to maintain. If you're not working out, then that's a waste of $5,000.
That's probably the biggest thing that I want people to understand, because people are so quick to say, oh, it didn't work. I wasted my money, but not realizing that you have to do your part as well.
Yeah, and with anything, you have to do your part. You can't just have a procedure done and then be like, oh, that's the end all be all. With an invasive surgery, yes, you will. The results from whatever procedure you got may last a little longer, but you can easily go back to where you are. Just like people who have lap band surgery or something like that. If you get off your diet, your stomach can stretch back out. So it's nothing with that is indefinite. I just want people to know that this is a safer route. If you are someone who does work out, who just needs a little help, this is something that can help you. If you're someone who is skeptical about having invasive surgery, you don't want to be put under, but you would like to tone up, contour, shape, all of it, this is something that can help you. So don't just see it as just something that you're wasting your money and you're not seeing the results. It is an investment, and you always want to invest in yourself. You always want to invest in your body, because at the end of the day, it's your body. Exactly. So just love yourself, be okay with what you have naturally, and if you want to do anything, look into a non-invasive route before. Just try it out. And if it doesn't work for you, it's not something then. But I want to encourage everyone to just try it out. See what it's about first. See if it's something that you like, something that you can maintain, and go from there.
Okay, great. I guess one more thing, and we did talk about that, it's safe from
right.
Okay. Except there are those instances if someone, again, like was on chemo or some type of medicine that whatever is in your body.
Before any service, I do have a package that you have to fill out, asking a lot of about your medical history and things like that. Women who are menstruating or something like that, it's not a good idea for them to have it.
Okay.
People who are taking insulin, it's not a good idea. So I do go through those things first. Like I said, I do a mini consultation. I get that information first before doing any procedures. And it's also good for people who have recently had an invasive surgery as well, because when you have invasive surgery, you experience a lot of drainage over the upcomings after you have your procedure. There's a lot of drainage going on. So these the techniques I use while doing it is like a massage type of technique. So I drain out all of the fluids that help to drain out. So
okay. So if someone has the surgery and they need to find the massage person, you would do that as well. Okay, yes. That's good to know. Who is a good candidate for this? Did we say that?
Yeah, so outside of any of the some of the medical issues, I address anyone. I've worked on young women, older women, all different body types, and I've also worked on men as well. So
I've heard that men are getting that. Yes. Yeah. I think I was looking at Wendy Williams, and men are also getting these abs put on. I'm like,
they're having lipo as well. It's not easy for them to lose that, beer belly or dad.
Exactly.
It's not exactly easy. And so yeah, they're going to it towards it too. And so I service men as well.
Okay, awesome. Well, I mean, I was already convinced, but I think I'm gonna definitely give it a try.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Miss Kaycee.
No
I really
problem.
appreciate this. I hope that I'll get to have you back on again soon, but it was really great to meet you. And I have it. Matter of fact, your card, I don't know why, but your card is floats around my house. I mean, it just keeps
It's a
popping up.
sign.
I'm like, it's so funny. So I said, okay,
Right.
it's got to be telling me something. But I want to thank you. It was very informative. You asked so many questions that I had and that other people have brought on to me. So I really appreciate that. The fact that you are informed, that's a really big thing. So thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me. I apologize about the sound issues.
Oh, it's okay. We learned a lot in this year and a half with technology that it does what it wants to do. So, well, guys, thank you guys for making the choice to click in the chat with Trina today. I will be back next week at 7:00 on Wednesday. I'll be live, and this video will be on my YouTube channel, Chat with Trina. Remember to go there and subscribe, and then click the little bell so you can be notified when I upload a new video. Thank you again, Kaycee. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Thank you again, Kaycee, for joining me today. Wow, you had such awesome information. And I'm telling you, just give me until my birthday. I will be in. That's going to be my gift to me. Guys, make sure that you go on and like, comment, tell us what you think, and then give Kaycee of Keziah's Garden a try. Make sure you go to youtube.com/chat with Trina. Subscribe, guys. I need you. And then hit that little bell so you can be notified when I upload a new video.